Learning kanji is not the easiest thing to do in the world, and it is understandable to be afraid of learning over 2,000 different symbols. Here are 6 tips for learning kanji and Japanese in general. Keep in mind that this is just my advice and should not be seen as more than that. Not all of these tips will relate to everybody. Number 1. Don't worry about the strokes. Kanji symbols are made by creating a certain number of strokes in a certain order. A lot of books and websites will try to stress you on this, making you feel like it's important. And it may be important if you are already comfortable with the Japanese and you are trying to get a master's degree in kanji. But if that is not the case, then you would be wasting your time and short-term memory capacity by trying to memorize all of this. It would be like trying to learn America's presidents by memorizing what color boots they wore. When it comes to learning kanji fast and easy, it is best to omit anything that would slow you down. Knowing how many strokes are in the kanji for dog won't help you read a Japanese newspaper anytime soon. Number 2. Pay attention to the kanji that make up kanjis. There are about 300 kanjis called radicals. They are used for creating most of the other thousands of kanjis out there. This means that the more you learn kanji, the more you will be able to look at other symbols you've never seen before and probably get a good idea of what it means. This is something that a lot of people don't realize when starting. The more you learn, the faster and easier the process becomes. It is proof that hard work pays off in the long run. Number 3. Don't try so hard to memorize. There are some people who will say that writing the same kanji over and over and over again will help it to stick in your mind forever. But you could spend an hour memorizing the same kanji over and over again, and then spend about 10 minutes reviewing 20 different kanjis, and you will see that you remember them just as well as you remember the one that you spent so much time on. There is way too much to do and too much to learn to spend so much time on such a small amount of kanjis. It is better to learn a whole bunch of them and forget a few than it is to learn a few and not ever forget them. You know what I mean. Number 4. One learning source is not enough. Kanji may be the savior to mankind, and I know I am awesome. There is so much to learn that not one source can teach it all. Books and classes may try to jam it all in, but it ends up feeling half-assed and cluttered. To get the best of all worlds, you need to expand your library and information outlets. Kanji only focuses on symbols, but not on how to pronounce them in Japanese, or to write them in their hiragana or katakana counterparts. Get yourself some flashcards, books, and classes, and follow a few of the tons of YouTubers who are doing their own style of teaching. You will find out that there is quite a cult of Japanese lovers here on YouTube, and all of them are very willing to teach you a lot. They are also very supportive and passionate about what they do. Number 5. Do not take breaks. It is easy to just say, today I'll skip my lesson because I'm too tired or my family was killed by rabid walruses. Even if you only spend about 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week on studies, which is not a bad amount, and you decide to start skipping out on a few days, you are just begging to lose your steam and well-formed habit that you work so hard to latch onto. Keep practicing every day. Number 6. This one will probably not settle well with some people, but here we go. Don't set goals, and don't learn Japanese to achieve a certain goal. This tip is the opposite of everything you were ever taught, and I'm probably the only one to ever say this, but let me explain. Let's say that you are learning Japanese because your goal is to go to Japan for a week, but you realize that not only do you not need to really know a lot of Japanese in order to survive in Japan, or maybe your plans to go to Japan fell through altogether, and you no longer get to go. All of a sudden, you no longer need to learn Japanese, or you get to put it off for another year because your goal isn't for quite a while. Life is very unpredictable. Dreams and goals will be shattered, changed, or evolved. So if you can't drive yourself consistently with goals and dreams, what reason should you learn Japanese? Well, the answer to this is, there should be no reason.
Why do you take time out of your day to learn a language?
There is no reason. You do it because it's a habit. If someone says something that really makes you feel like you can't learn another language because you're too stupid, well, you know what? It doesn't matter, because you're going to do it anyway. This learning is taking forever. It feels like I'm not getting anywhere. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do it anyway. There is no end. There is no goal. There is no time limit. It's not a race. There's no one to race against. It's just you learning Japanese. It's just you going to Japan. And when people try to rationalize it, or ask you why you would want to do something so expensive, random, pointless, or stupid, you know what you tell those people? I don't know. Everything you do doesn't need to be justified or explained to people. A lot of people won't understand your love for Japan, or even just your interest in the Japanese culture or language. They'll try to make you feel stupid for wanting to learn something like this, and it will really get you down. But at the end of the day, if you made learning Japanese a habit, something that you just do, then no matter how depressed you get, no matter how down you're feeling, or how well you're feeling, it all stays the same. You just keep on learning over and over, every day. This is something that people can't take away from you. And overall, you will end up on top. I can promise you that. Well, I hope you liked this video and found a few of my tips useful. If you want, you can check out my channel. I have a series that teaches kanji by taking up about 1 minute of your time every single week. Imagine if actual schools were like that. Colleges would go out of business. It would be utter chaos. So try it out. Check it out. Well, this is enough shameless advertising. I'll see you guys later.